Hi, Cain. I need to talk to you about something. Can you hear me? I know this is not going to be one of those sermons that you hear, because I know you've been in the world before me and I know you've heard a lot of sermons, and this is not going to be one of those things where I preach to you, but I just want to have a conversation with you. Is that okay with you today? I know you're pretty upset, and I can see it from how you look at me or how you talk to me and how you relate to me. And I can respect the fact that you've been into this world before me and you've been into the business of investing before me. I respect that so much. But what I think you're missing is the principle behind what you do. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Is that okay? I can still say that you're a bit still sad, but it's okay. But I want to point out to you that it is not good enough for you to lust over what I've got, or to find it difficult to actually accept me for who I am, because God has blessed me so much. And I know that you really want that blessing God has given to me, but you're not willing to sacrifice what I've sacrificed. And if you're not willing to sacrifice what I've sacrificed, then you shouldn't lust over what I've got, because it took me a while to get to where I got. Listen, brother, what I'm saying to you is, in a nutshell, is that before I made that sacrifice, it took me a lot of decisions. It took me a lot of time to decide what I actually want to give to God. What you do is that you plant and you give to the ground, but you're so used to giving to the ground that you don't know that there is somebody higher than the ground that you give to. I'm used to protecting what I've got as a shepherd, and I understand the principle behind giving, because the person that asked me to give what I wanted to give could easily take it without asking me. And giving him what I gave him is the sign of showing my loyalty to him, because like I said, he could have taken it for all I care if he wanted it by himself. Psalm 24 says that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and everything that dwells in it. And I know the car you think is yours, but it belongs to God. The house I know you think is yours, and even the job that you've got, I know you think is yours, but it belongs to him. So he doesn't need your permission to take what belongs to him, but he feels that he needs to trust you enough to see if you will be able to give what belongs to him if he asks you nicely. See, before I made that decision, I had a sleepless night, because I was tossing here, and I was actually going to come to you because I think that you understand how to give to the ground, but I didn't know that you didn't understand how to give to the person superior than the ground that you give to. So if you are upset about how I flourish and all of that, think about the decision that I need to make. And God wanted me to see the shadow of how he felt when he gave his only begotten son, because that was what matters to him the most. So if he could give only his only begotten son, he was thinking about you and I, to see if we could sacrifice what means most to us. So if you're upset, it doesn't do you any favor. If you're angry, it doesn't do you any favor. But the moral of the story that I'm saying to you is, what was the reason behind what you gave? And what were you expecting in return after what you gave? Did you give your best? If you didn't give your best, why didn't you give your best? Is it because you feel like nothing might come back in return? Do you understand what I'm saying to you, my brother? So it is not good enough for you to be upset or to look sober or to look sad, because it doesn't change anything. But it is the sacrifice that invests what you want to invest in it. Sacrifice comes with a lot of pain, it comes with a lot of hardship and hassles and all of that. But in the end, it shows your honesty and your loyalty to God. I know you've been sacrificing a lot to the ground, and the ground always produces at the end of the year or at the end of the season, and you harvest a lot. But the principle behind why you give is because you know definitely that you're going to reap more from the ground. So if you apply that same principle to the one that created the ground that you sow into, don't you think you will have much to rejoice over? So my brother, I think you should change your attitude just before you kill me, or before you stab me, or before you talk me down with your mouth. I think you should think about what you need to change in your life, and change your reasoning about how you give and what you give, because it all goes a long way in your life. Peace, and God bless you.